How's it going, everyone? It's Vivi, and welcome back to another Kingdom Hearts Union Cross update. This time, it involves Lauriam and his sister Strelitzia. As always, thank you Gold Panner for the awesome translations. The sweetest sibling moment you could ever see. On screen. What's happening here? Is this part of the present timeline? Nope. Is this a flashback? Yes, in a way. Flashback in a way, where Lauriam remembers his sister Strelitzia. You can even call it a dream sequence. This takes place, we'd like to believe, while Lauriam is passed out after clashing with Maleficent, who I really believe was aided by darkness in that room. Anyways, the cutscenes make it apparent that yes, he was dreaming when he was passed out. As he gets up, he mourns the sudden disappearance of Strelitzia. That's all he says. He doesn't really say much. He misses her. He's worried about her. What ultimately makes us believe this is also a dreamlike sequence or memory, Strelitzia mentions friends. I take it she's lying here, cause she never really had friendship. You know, she wanted to build a false image of herself, to, I guess, impress her brother. She didn't really have friends, other than fondness, for us the player back then. In fact, she was so fond of us, her trying to reach us to join the Dandelions caused her to lose herself. And by that I mean lose her heart. Or what I'd like to believe personally, she actually died. Lauriam did try and get information from Elrena. Now we see why he tried talking to Elrena, who he thought would be friends with Strelitzia after what she told Lauriam in the past. Their conversation in this beautiful field of flowers starts with Strelitzia admiring how her big brother is always on track, finishing his tasks early. She compares herself to him. Lauriam reassures that her powers of magic outstand his. With her low self-esteem, she doubts herself, but she feels like she can do it. Unless, of course, she protects her brother from the rear, and Lauriam the vanguard, aka the front. The Dandelions get mentioned in their conversation, and this is when Strelitzia hints at another person who she feels special towards, we can say, without actually coming into contact with the person. That person is us, the player. Then the conversation transitions to her agreeing to her brother's challenge, we can say. She says, "I'll get strong enough to carry you on my back, big brother. You'll see." Ah, okay. Now that line, combined with Vanguard and Rear, people bring up a common theory. Marluxia Spectre. What people call it in Chain of Memories. That was Strelitzia protecting her brother. That's what people believe. Phase 2 of the fight, Marluxia was on his Specter, aka on Strelitzia's back. You know, being carried by Strelitzia. Third phase, he was in front, aka the Vanguard. This could be another case of Nomura, making past inclusions relevant again. Then at the same time, a small part of me feels like, okay, this is too obvious. This is Tetsuya Nomura we're talking about at the end of the day, right? But still, it's interesting. If Strelitzia is in fact dead, people also identify the Spectre, if Strelitzia, as a fallen angel, commonly known as angels that were rejected from heaven. Kingdom Hearts, the light of all things being the heaven in Kingdom Hearts. Now the story of fallen angels really varies depending of the religion. There's this article I've been reading. I've read a bunch of things online regarding fallen angels and different types of religions. There's one paragraph that I feel like really resonates well with Kingdom Hearts. It goes over the theme of fallen angels. Now look, this comes from an encyclopedia. So, yeah, I just wanted to point that out. In contrast, fallen angels are messengers whose message does not come from a heart of love, but is truly an expression of fear. They represent, symbolically, at the highest level, us people. If a spirit decides to not enter into the light after exiting the body, they will miss the mental cleansing. When this happens, it is because of fear. The unconscious soul remains trapped in mental concepts and attempts to remain in the world of form. The soul is trapped by the mind and has become what we call a ghost, a shade, or a shadow of the real person. This is according to the Angelopedia. There are two keywords in this paragraph, the word spirit and soul. Let's begin with spirit. People might interchange the terms soul and spirit, but technically, the word soul in Kingdom Hearts represents the mind of people. Example, Terra's mind, the lingering will. Due to Terra's strong will, he was able to keep his mind or soul encased within his armor. Going off the passage of this encyclopedia, we have the word spirit and soul. Spirit in this case would be Strelitzia. She no longer has a soul, aka her mind. Her body perished. At least that's what I believe. And yeah, I personally believe she is really dead. To die in the Kingdom Hearts series, your body has to perish. That's basically what happened during the events of the Keyblade Graveyard in Kingdom Hearts 3. Everyone's bodies perished, and Sora abused the power of waking, which came with a hefty price. I don't think she turned into a nobody. Yes, if we go back to this old artwork, she is wearing a black robe, if that is Strelitzia, of course, but hey. This is still something interesting, regardless of that artwork. Looking back at this scene, she didn't lose her heart, or open her heart to the darkness. So she can't technically turn into a nobody. Okay, then what about Nominee VV? She is Kairi's nobody, and yet Kairi didn't open her heart to darkness. So how does Nominee exist? You are correct. However, Nominee was born after Sora sacrificed himself in Kingdom Hearts 1. Sora himself did open his heart to darkness. Him turning into a shadow explains it. That caused Roxas and Nominee Kairi's nobody to be born. So Nominee really, she's a special case. Strelitzia was struck by Ventus, who really doesn't remember what happened. No recollection. At least that's what we believe. She hence died, and her heart went to Kingdom Hearts. Notice how her heart floated upwards. Did it really go to Kingdom Hearts? I think that is the juiciest question we can try and answer. Before I proceed about Kingdom Hearts being heaven, what about the unconscious soul part of the encyclopedia? If symbolically a fallen angel like Strelitzia represents in this case the people, being Lauriam, then him passed out, having that memory/dream of Strelitzia, his mind was unconscious. I mean, when you're asleep, you do have some sort of subconscious left. I mean, if you're waken up by a sudden noise or stuff like that, there is still a bit of spark left in you. But when you are asleep, the majority of your mind is shut off. This case with Lauriam. That being said, Lauriam's fallen angel, Strelitzia, caused Lauriam, his soul, to remain trapped in mental concepts. I'm really going off the paragraph I read before. Therefore, he attempts to remain in the world of form. By remembering a happy moment with his sister, he attempted to remain in that world. You know, a world of happiness, with his sister around, no worries of looking for her. That's what his deceased sister is causing his mind to think. Not only did it project fear through Strelitzia, she barely says a word. That to me feels like she's afraid to express herself. And her expressing fear also caused Lauriam to express fear. Him too barely says anything when he wakes up. He just thinks of her, he's worried. Her fear is basically her no longer being there for her brother. She's gone. She's physically no longer present. Her strong will of fighting for her brother could have caused her heart to sleep within Lauriam. I'm not going to be too quick to shut down that theory. Didn't Ericus's heart hide in Terra until Kingdom Hearts 2's ending? Ericus is technically dead, and yet he exits Terra at the end of Kingdom Hearts 3 after defeating Xehanort, and they both go to Kingdom Hearts, we'd like to assume. They accepted their fate, to go to heaven, aka Kingdom Hearts, the light of everything. Strelitzia's case caused her to remain behind to protect her brother. She didn't want to join the light, Kingdom Hearts, yet. She could have been the Specter in Chain of Memories. Notice the tears. She was crying because that was the only purpose left in her, to protect her brother. Yes, Marluxia had no memories of her, nor his past until Kingdom Hearts 3. Yes, by the way, according to the Ultimania of Kingdom Hearts 3, Nomura confirmed that yes, Marluxia in this scene remembered his past. To what extent, we don't know yet. Also, some symbolism in this scene. Probably a bit far-fetched, but hey, it's Kingdom Hearts, let's go. The wind. Some believe the wind represents Ventus, aka Strelitzia's killer. Ventus is wind for Latin. Fun fact. The wind can also represent messengers of the gods, they say. The messenger here, Strelitzia, the fallen angel of Kingdom Hearts. Her message is fear that causes Lauriam to be afraid. Like, what's going on? Also, wind in Japanese philosophy, one of the elements in Japanese culture, it represents change. And we clearly see the change that happened here. There's honestly many ways you can interpret wind in this scene, but our focus lies somewhere else. What about the White Robe? Aha! I'm not going to confuse you guys going on forever and trying to explain it. I have one idea in mind. Think of Strelitzia, willingly not wanting to join Kingdom Hearts, the equivalent of heaven. Her willingness to stay behind to help her brother caused her to wear a white robe. A robe that protects her from light, the light of Kingdom Hearts. I don't think this is a robe every dead people wear when entering Kingdom Hearts. We didn't see that specifically with Ericus and Xehanort. Unless they have to enter Kingdom Hearts first? The robe does look similar to the black robe. Especially the hood part, the lines. The black robe, what does? It wards off the darkness. You have to wonder, who invented the black robe? Was it the Master of Masters? Because honestly, so far the oldest guy in the timeline is the Master of Masters. He did experience another Keyblade War when he was younger. A time before the Foretellers, don't forget. What if the Master of Masters saw a spiritual entity of Kingdom Hearts with a white robe? After all, Keyblades were forged in the image of the Keyblade. Is it far-fetched to say that perhaps the black robe was created in the image of the white robe? Cause look, the white robe lacks those silver shackles, or whatever you call it. So tell me in the comments, could you imagine the black robe being made in the image of the white robe? Someone who saw an entity from Kingdom Hearts a long time ago. It could have been the Master of Masters. He is wearing a black robe, and he did give a black robe to Luxu, obviously. At least I like to imagine. So with that being said, this is it for the video, okay? So as usual, like I just said, you have your own theories or stuff? Leave it all in the comment section below. And as always, I've been Vivi and thank you for watching.